Well, let's get the view now of the Liberal Democrats to this change, everything that's happening, what we've heard about Liz Truss's plans to deal with energy bills. I'm joined by Wendy Chamberlain, who's the Chief Whip of the Lib Dems. Thank you very much for your time today, Wendy. A short distance away from where I am at College Green this morning. So on those plans to deal with energy bills, the idea is to freeze bills, domestic bills, for about 18 months. We think that for businesses, the bills might be frozen for a shorter period and that might be reviewed more frequently. Is this a good way forward, do you think, or not?
Well, we were calling for a freeze of the energy price caps several weeks ago before Labour got on board. So I'm pleased to hear that the Conservatives, under their new Prime Minister, are moving in that direction. But I share real concerns that other than looking at increasing the scope of the windfall tax as we've been calling for, instead it looks like it's going to be either taxpayers or consumers who are going to be paying for these freezes in the interim, as opposed to going after those who are claiming huge profits in the sector currently.
So it's a qualified welcome from you then?
Well, it's quite clear that we need action now. We needed action weeks ago. The other thing I'd be very interested to hear about is this seems to be talking about consumers in terms of the price cap. But what was very clear to me in North East Fife, my constituency over the summer, is businesses who are really struggling because they have no energy price cap, as well as consumers in rural areas such as my own, where oil heating is a factor. And again, there's no price cap there. So I want something that looks at those across that whole spectrum.
Given that we don't know exactly what level of energy supplies we'll have through the winter, and therefore it's difficult to estimate the wholesale price of energy, I presume you're going to keep up the pressure for windfall taxes.
Absolutely, absolutely. We need to ensure that we are ensuring that consumers and the most vulnerable are not facing an absolutely devastating winter, and that means taxing those who are making the profits from these energy price rises.
And on a broader note, with Liz Truss about to become the new Prime Minister, do you relish the chance of taking her on at the ballot box? Do you think that, how will she compare? If it had been Boris Johnson, she'll be an easier Prime Minister to take on as far as the Lib Dems are concerned?
Well, I think it will be very interesting to see what the impact of Liz Truss in relation to the blue ball is. The Liberal Democrats have demonstrated over the last year that we are the only party that can beat the Conservatives in their heartlands. As a Scottish MP, I have to say that for a self-professed child of the Union, as Liz Truss claimed herself to be, to then not even mention or talk about Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland in her speech yesterday was pretty disappointing. And you have to make the case for the UK every day, and I'm certainly going to be calling on Liz Truss to do that.